Hey there, everybody. My name is Lucky. This is Lucky Lad TV. I am your host for the day. I am wearing my Catch This knockoff shirt. It is a Game Boy Luke shirt. You can get your own in the link down in the description below. I apologize if the sound quality is a little low for this. I can't use my headset. I can't use this because I'm going to be moving around a lot. And when I move around a lot, the microphone moves and makes noise. So I'm just using this standing mic. This is an introductory video as well as part one of a series called The Martial Arts of Avatar. It is, of course, a reference to the show Avatar The Last Airbender. I need to angle this a little bit more. It is, of course, a reference to the show Avatar The Last Airbender. And the thing about the first episode is that the first episode is something that's only in The Legend of Korra, which is pro bending. Pro bending is, of course, a competition of bending where there are three members on each team. There's a firebender, waterbender, and an earthbender. And there's earth and water scattered across, and of course, firebenders can produce their own fire. Important thing that you need to know is that I am not teaching you all of this out of ignorance. I can't show you one of my belts because it has my name on it. However, this is one of my black belts. I have multiple. I teach self-defense. I've been doing martial arts for, in the beginning of February, I will have been doing martial arts for 16 years. I started when I was 3. You can do the math. So, like I said, this is not coming from a place of ignorance. This is coming from a place of actually quite a bit of knowledge. One sec. Anyway, quite a bit of knowledge, and the martial arts of Avatar are based off of Chinese martial arts. Firebending is based off of Shaolin Kung Fu. Waterbending is based off of Tai Chi. Earthbending is based off of Hung Gar Kung Fu, and airbending is based off of what's called Bagua Zhang, which is... It's not really even a fighting art, although then again, technically neither is Tai Chi. No matter how much I know, first and foremost, there are people that know more, and second of all, I'm sure I will get people that are going to give me hate about this because they say, no, I'm saying this wrong or I'm saying this wrong. This is the information that I have. And it comes from both the Avatar wiki and it comes from my own 16 years of experience. So if you have a problem or disagree with what I say, take it somewhere else. I really don't care. Don't even bother spending your time commenting it on this video, because guess what? I'm not going to read it. So don't waste your time. But this video, it's the introductory video, but it's also going to be the breakdown of pro bending. Pro bending is not based off of Chinese martial arts. Pro bending is actually based off of, generally speaking, it's based off of kickboxing. Like general Western kickboxing. And the reason for that is because the same way that they modernized the Avatar world, they also modernized the way that bending is done. And with the incredible rise of mixed martial arts in popularity, they decided that it would be, at least this is what I think they did, they decided that it would be in their best interest to modernize bending into a way that it's more like a sport, because if you look at an Agni Kai, that is not a sport, it's a fight until somebody's beaten. Whereas in pro bending, there's like a point system and everything like that. So, right now I'm going to break down for you pro bending. This, of course, will not cover airbending because there's no airbending in pro bending. However, I'm going to start with water, then I'm going to do earth, then I'm going to do fire, because that's the order that it would be in. So, the water bending of pro bending is very different from standard waterbending because you have water all around you. And I actually do need to show you guys my feet for this, so I'm just going to angle it down just for a second so you know what my stance is for the pro bending. For pro bending, and this is the same for all three martial arts, it's a standard fighting stance. I actually need to move that foot back more so you can see. It's just a standard fighting stance. And for waterbenders, now I'm going to move it back up now that you guys have seen that. I'm not going to change the audio track on this, but I will probably do like a freeze frame on my feet so that you guys see that part. But anyway, there's water in like little wells or something like that all around. And basically the way that you pro bend for waterbending is you draw the water up. And this is where the Tai Chi comes back in. You draw the water up, and in Tai Chi this would be bringing up your Chi. But the part that it changes is that instead of, in standard Tai Chi, you would gather it and use it to attack, you bring it up and you basically punch with it. You're throwing jabs that shoots the water out in little balls or little jets. So you bring it up and then you shoot it like you're boxing. And I'm going to move up closer so you can see my hands a little bit better for this one. You draw it up, bam, bam, and it shoots the water out in little jets, and it hits the other person and it knocks them back. Earthbending is very similar. However, earthbending is more defensive in pro bending because you have those little discs. They're circles with squares in them. I don't remember what they're called. I apologize. But basically, there are huge stacks of them. And one of the things that Bolin does one time is he draws up huge stacks of both of them and draws them in like this, which produces two columns that he uses for defense. And then in the same way, it's punching to fire them. And the other thing that they do is, and I have to move the camera down again. If I had more room to do this, it would be better, but I don't. But basically, you won't be able to, they would draw it up with their feet and fling it. If you watched the Naruto anime, in Sasuke's first fight with Orochimaru, he does this with a kunai. He basically like makes a magnet with his chakra under his foot and flings a kunai at Orochimaru. And I don't know if it's in the manga or not because I didn't read the manga that early. But anyway, you can bring it up and fling it that way. You can use it like a shield, in which case you would draw it up and it would be right here. Or you can use it standard boxing style. Then there's, of course, firebending for pro bending, which involves both hands and feet. A kick would produce a ball of fire, meaning a frontal kick would produce a ball of fire that would shoot forward. A more rounding kick, I'm going to try and do that a little slower so you guys can see it better. A more rounding kick would produce more of like a wave of fire, kind of like a blade, so that you could sweep multiple opponents. Then, of course, and I really need an angle down for this, this is something that you wouldn't see very often, but when you do, it would be very effective, is a full sweep, which is when you would lower down and sweep your leg like that. I really can't do it in slow motion, so I'm going to show it to you. You sweep like that, and it creates a wave of fire along the ground, which will knock opponents' feet back. But then, of course, there's just the standard jabs, which just shoot like little pieces of fire. Standard jabs. You see Mako do this throughout the entire show, which is just throw a jab, and fire usually comes out from the side or from the front in just like small little bursts. That's basically what pro bending is. I don't remember what the team is called, but there's one team that cheats. And what they do is they bring up one of the earth discs, crush it, and then the waterbender would put water in it. So it's basically making like really heavy water, so to speak, and they would use that, which is of course cheating. However, it is a very effective strategy because it basically makes water that's like 10 times as heavy as it would normally be. So that's the basis of pro bending. The next video is going to be the martial arts of airbending. I'm going to have to do that outside. I don't know how I'm going to do that. So I'm probably going to record the others first, because I have no idea how I'm going to do it outside. I'm going to have to do earthbending outside also. And I'm going to have to do all of them outside except for this one. This is the only one where my room has enough space. But anyway, that's it. Next up is going to be airbending. That'll be up in probably like a couple days, because I need to spread my uploads out. Anyway, I will see you all soon. Best of luck to you out there. Later.